Good evening, everyone. I'm Janelle Wang.
And I'm Jessica Aguirre. More money. One of the Bay Area's largest public utilities has asked for a significant rate increase. But the CEO of that utility doesn't want to tell you where it's spending some of your money. The NBC Bay Area Investigative Unit is asking for financial transparency. And San Jose Water wants no part of our questions. Chief Investigator Tony Kovaleski is here. And Tony, not exactly forthcoming.
That is fair, Jessica. San Jose Water wants ratepayers to hand over 44% more in the next 3 years. It's a public utility wanting to keep some of its spending private. San Jose Water told us no records and no interview to explain why. Well, we don't have the records, but we did talk to the CEO. Mr. Roth?
How you doing?
Tony Kovaleski with NBC Bay Area.
How you doing, Tony?
As you know, we've been trying to talk to you about how you're spending ratepayer money. He's San Jose Water's chief executive officer and the chairman of the board. Published reports show Richard Roth earns more than $2 million each year. Don't you think ratepayers have a right to know how you're spending their money? But before he answers that question, let's understand what Mr. Roth wants from ratepayers. The utility has asked for a 44% increase, including 21% next year. One of its reasons for asking for the increase, consumers are apparently conserving too much water, lowering water bills and lowering San Jose Water's bottom line.
I rinse, turn the water off. So it's all about conserve, conserve, conserve. So I would say to them, practice what you preach.
Like thousands, Tina Morrell pays her San Jose water bill.
I think really everything ought to be laid out on the table. This is how we're spending our money. What are they hiding?
NBC Bay Area sent this request for records to San Jose Water. It asks the utility to provide all travel, entertainment, and expense reports. We also wanted to review all gift purchases and bonuses for its top executives and board of directors. We wanted to check receipts for plane tickets, hotels, restaurants, and gifts. Specific spending records no state agency has asked to review.
The goal of DRA is to provide the Commission with recommendations that ensure safe and reliable utility service at the lowest possible rates.
He's a project manager for the state's Division of Ratepayer Advocates. The agency protects consumers by reviewing costs for California's investor-owned water companies, like San Jose Water. The DRA has inspected thousands of financial records from San Jose Water, but admits it has not reviewed or asked to see detailed records like the ones requested by NBC Bay Area. They are records that remain off the radar, and San Jose Water clearly wants to keep it that way. San Jose Water denied NBC Bay Area's records request, saying, quote, "We are not obligated to provide the requested information and will not be doing so." Don't the ratepayers have a right to know how they're spending their money?
Well, I think they do.
But State Assembly member Roger Dickinson knows under current state law, San Jose Water does not have to share those reports with ratepayers. Currently, the water provider is allowed to keep all the specific records and all that detailed spending secret.
They operate in an environment where they have no competition, and they are charging the public, the taxpayers, the ratepayers, to cover the costs of their operations. They ought to make those kinds of records available.
Dickinson has proposed a new law requiring more public transparency, more public accountability for all public utilities.
If they want that rate increase, then they need to be prepared to justify it. So they've got to make records available that would help the public make that judgment.
Ratepayers have a right to know how you're spending their money, don't they? Which brings us back to that critical question and the answer from San Jose Water's highest paid executive. Why is it a secret, Mr. Roth?
It's not a secret.
Well, but then you're not providing it. We've asked for the records. If there's nothing to hide, why not give them to us?
Because we don't have to, Tony. It's our legal right.
So ultimately, the CEO of San Jose Water wants his ratepayers to accept a 44% increase over the next 3 years, while keeping all specific travel, entertainment, and bonus expenses a secret. You're getting into a $70,000 Audi that ratepayers paid for. Shouldn't they get to find out what else they're buying?
Sure.
So provide us the records we've asked for. Let us come over to San Jose Water right now and get your expense reports of the past 3 years.
It's not going to happen, Tony.
Why not?
Because it's not relevant to what to the rate increase. And we're a private company, and we don't have to. It's the law, and you want to abrogate the law. You want special privileges.
You're a private company, but a public utility, sir. Here's more perspective for you. In the records it did review, the state's ratepayer watchdog group did find problems with San Jose Water's spending, including athletic club memberships and excessive raises. The ratepayer watchdog group concluded a 10% rate hike over 3 years is more reasonable, not the 44% San Jose Water wants. Now, if you want to see more of that straight interview, we've posted some of the raw video on our website, NBCBayArea.com, and click on Investigations. We renew our request to Mr. Roth. If there's nothing to hide, let us look at those records. Jessica?
Okay, thank you very much, Tony.